So, Brian, I just was wondering, obviously money is a hard topic to talk about. Why do you think that is? Obviously, you've been an advisor for years. What are some of the reasons that they're having such a hard time talking about it?
So one is, the fear of feeling stupid. I mean, other people think you're stupid, even though that might not be your expertise. But if you think about it, money is like at the core. It's a core tool to live your daily life. And some people have a lot of it, some people don't have a lot of it, and there's a lot of different circumstances that go into it. But for
Well,
some
don't you
reason,
think the history too, like,
yeah,
obviously how you were raised, how you grew up, that
that's right.
obviously affects how you think about and how willing you are to talk about money.
That's right. And a lot of people, at least in the path that I have with advising clients, a lot of the time I hear people say my mom and dad never talked about it in front of me. It was a closed door discussion, or it was always the case, or not always the case, but a common case. My dad just did it. And my mom never had to do anything until he died. Like that seems to be like a very common theme. And so eventually, like when they were grown adults, 40s, 50s, and their mom's left alone and she comes to them, that's like possibly the first time they ever knew what their parents did. So it's just kind of like these closed door discussions.
Do you think that's like an older thing, or do you think that's still the case like nowadays, or do you feel like people are more open about it? Because I tend to see people be more open about talking about money now, but I'm just curious if you've noticed that.
Yeah, it has changed, and a lot more people want their kids to understand it to a degree. It's always hard. We're both parents, and so when you tell your kids like you need to pay attention and do this, like how often are they going to take your advice?
Yeah. Or you get the follow-up question and I'm like, were you even listening to me?
No. So like I'll talk to my kids about it to a degree, and they're just like, huh? Like, what do you like? Why do you go to work every day? Like people can't just like deal with this on their own.
Yeah.
So, the part about feeling stupid is we've made it so complex, and I mean just the industry we're in, everything, there's so much jargon and everything that people have to hear, and if it's not your core competency, it's like, oh, it's like asking me how a computer works. Like if I had to start, I just shut down and not talk about it. But it's kind of like it's just something that people aren't trained in. I think back, I don't think there was ever a class like I ever took that taught you about money in a sense of like personal finance. Like you just jumped right into corporate finance, and I was like, okay, understand what it is. But it's also a very sensitive resource in the sense that it's a tool. Some people treat it the wrong way. They hoard it, or they overspend, or they do things that are wrong to get more of it. And I think that's part of like the problem that people have is they're like, I don't want to tell anybody about this because it's like, are they going to take advantage of me?
Yeah. Well, I think it's sensitive. I think that when people know that you have more money, then that becomes an issue. Or if you feel like insecure about not having enough, I think that could be an issue too. I've seen it like throughout. I have a very large family. Obviously, my husband was raised very differently than I was. So seeing the differences in how I think about money versus how he thinks about it, and kind of his experience has been very interesting. Because you don't know until you get exposed to a different point of view.